What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with the overall market. I'm going to be talking about Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and what's going on with the charts thus far. But let me first say that I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. Deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and the offer ends very soon in just 2 weeks. Anyways, in my previous video, I mentioned that SPY had a range. We had 502.5 as our support, and then we had 506 as our resistance zone. And right now, we're trying to break past the 506 resistance. If we hold above this, I could see potential for 508 and eventually 510 on SPY. Now, as we're trying to push a little bit, I'm not saying that this is going to last forever, because once again, this could just be a small counter trend balance before we see more downside later. And the reason I say that is because the whole situation involving Iran and Israel is still very tense. I say this because, look, I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to say anyone started anything. I just want to say this. Iran launched missiles over the weekend as a retaliatory attack against Israel, right? They did that in response to things that happened to them. And now Israel's threatening to attack them back because of that. And now Iran is saying that if Israel were to attack them back, they're going to also retaliate in a more severe manner. So it's just getting more intense. Israel's threatening to attack Iran, and now Iran is saying that if they do that, they're going to attack back. It's just absolute madness, and the situation is tense, which is very negative for the market still. For data for today, at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the 17-week bill auction. At 1 p.m., we have the 20-year bond auction. And at 2 p.m., we have the Fed Beige Book, which is another very important economic report coming out for today. So at these times, look for some volatility, especially at 11:30 a.m. when the bill auction comes out. For earnings, we had ASML that came out today and also US Bancorp. Everything else is very minor. ASML is not doing too well. They're actually down about 5% right now because they missed on sales expectations. Net sales was 5.29 billion euros, below expectations. Net profit was 1.22 billion euros, above expectations. Net sales have fallen 21.6% year over year. Their net income dropped 37.4%. But despite that, the outlook is still unchanged, so it's still decent for them overall. On the other hand, US Bancorp also has dipped a little bit, and then it started pushing. The reason for that is because they ended up doing relatively well when it came to earnings. We saw them beat on EPS. They also beat on revenue, but their overall guidance is still kind of so-so. Despite that, the share price is still up. For Tesla, I'm seeing some headlines about how they're going to be looking into Elon Musk's pay package one more time. They're going to have shareholders meet about that. So that's some news that came out. Besides that, SPY is testing 506's resistance. We're showing life on the 4 hours, so I do see potential for this to go a little bit higher. If we break past 506, look for 507.7, very close to 508. And then we also have 510 coming above that. If we lose support at 504, look for 502.5 to 503. If we lose this, a bigger dip is coming. But as of right now, I see potential for this to go higher. That, to me, is looking quite decent. For Tesla right over here is trying to push towards 160. If we break through this, we're going to easily push to 162.5, then 164. If we fail to do so, look for 157.5, then eventually 155. I see potential in Tesla trying to push a little higher towards 160. We'll have to see if we could break this. That's going to be some tight resistance, but I think it has potential to do so. And if it manages to achieve that, we could try to fill this gap above. So I'm seeing some life in Tesla, but we need confirmation to break through 160 first. Once again, look at support zones. These support zones, in case it doesn't do so, but I'm seeing potential in this, so we'll give it some time. The QQQ is also building some steam. If it keeps going, we're going to be looking for a push towards 435 and eventually 436. For support, if we lose 432, look for a move all the way down to about 430. As of right now, it's building some strength. Nvda is also trying to push, look for 885, 892, and then 900 as resistance. If we lose 877.5, we're going to be dipping a little bit, but I see potential for this to push a little higher. Besides that, we also have Aapl. Apple's also trying to push a little higher. We have this 170 resistance right here. If we break through this, we're going to easily push for 171.35. If we lose 170, we're going to be dipping all the way down to 167.5. But I'm seeing potential for this to try to rebound a little bit and get up to the 171s. So I'm seeing a little potential. I think Apple could try to push a bit from there. For a few more tickers, I'm trying to be kind of quick with this, by the way, because once again, the market opens very, very soon. We have Amazon building some steam. If you break to about 185 as resistance. We could be easily going all the way up to about 187. If we lose 183.96, we're going to be dipping all the way down to 182 and then eventually 180. Right now, the share price looks bullish. It's trying to push for the 20 EMA and try to push higher. So I see potential in that. And also for Meta, Meta is trying to push higher. We're going to be looking for 508 as resistance. If we, we're trying to push higher, so I see potential in the 4-hour time frame. 508 could be coming if we break past 505. If we lose 500, look at 496 and eventually 490, but the chart is still looking like it's showing some life, building some steam. The VIX is showing a little bit of weakness. Look at the 20 EMA, the 17.53 support. If we lose this on the VIX, 16.3 is coming because the market could rebound a bit higher. So I see potential in that. But with that being said, guys, I think that I have to end the video early from here. I'm very sorry this video was uploaded kind of late. I was having a little issue, so I had to start re-recording my video late. So that's why I'm very late today. But I'm going to try to get this out there as fast as possible. So thank you all so much for listening. I want to give you guys a big warning about how this market's going to look. Oh, and actually, let me just say a couple more things. For the way the market's going, I want to show you one thing I think that's very important. Let me note this before I conclude. So for SPY, just to clarify, in case you guys missed my previous video, there's this big gap down here to fill. So we are going to drop to 497, okay? The QQQ, it's going to drop to 425 in the future, but we might rebound first on these stocks. The QQQ could go up to 436, maybe a little higher first before we get that drop to 425. And then SPY could go all the way up to 508, 510, maybe get close to 510 before we get this dip all the way back down towards the support, which is where this gap fill happens to be at 497. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that for you guys. I'm not turning into a big bull when I say that the market could rebound a bit. I'm simply saying that we could get a little bounce temporarily because the market has dropped very, very hard. We could get a temporary move to the upside before anything. And then if we break resistance, we could just try to go higher. So I think that the market could rebound a bit, but it might just be a temporary move and we could be set for more downside later on. Just wanted to clarify that as much as I possibly could and try to make this as clear as possible. All right, so on SPY, I'm going to be looking to see if this could push higher. We're approaching 507.7 if we break past 506. So make sure you watch that very carefully. If that ends up being the case, we're going to go even higher from here. All right, guys, so that is it for the video. Don't forget, we have more volatility coming. This is our economic calendar. One more time, at 11:30 a.m., we have the 17-week bill auction. Watch for that as well. And then we'll see how things go from there. All right, so with that being said, thank you all so much for listening. I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours, and let's just hope for a very, very good trading day. Good luck, guys. Do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you for listening. Market to the moon because the long term is still incredibly bright, and peace out.